video for Chemistry Week 2. And today we're going to talk about some more properties of atoms. So we know that every element has different physical and chemical properties that define them. And today we're going to learn about one of those properties, and this is it's called the atomic number. And every element has an atomic number that is assigned to it. The atomic number stands for the number of protons in the nucleus. So here we have hydrogen, and hydrogen has only one proton. The element of carbon, on the other hand, is known to have an atomic number of 6. It has 6 protons in its nucleus. Nitrogen has 7 protons in its nucleus. And here is, again, the atom of carbon that we had a look at in our first video for this week. So if we know that if nitrogen loses a proton, it is no longer nitrogen. Actually, if nitrogen were to lose a proton, it would become carbon, because carbon has 6 protons in its nucleus. So therefore, the number of protons in the nucleus of an element it's what defines that element. It's super important to remember that the number of protons in the nucleus of an element is what makes it that element. The atomic number also tells us the number of electrons for that atom. So you can see here in this representation of the carbon atom that we have 6 protons, we have 6 neutrons, and we have 6 electrons that are circling the nucleus in the extranuclear region of the atom. Sometimes an atom can lose an electron, giving it a positive charge, and that would make it a cation. Sometimes an electron can be added to an atom, giving it a negative charge, and this would make it an anion. So here we have a neutral atom, like carbon, and if it loses an electron from its outer shells, it will have an overall positive charge and it will become a cation. If it gains an electron somehow, it will become an anion. When an atom has a positive or negative charge, it is called an ion. So that's why it's called a cation or an anion. So the ion is the ending there. And so anything with a charge, any atom with a charge is no longer neutral, it's now an ion. I just want to talk about hydrogen, and we want to show that hydrogen is a special atom because it's the only atom that does not have any protons. So the hydrogen atom has 1 proton and 1 electron and 0 neutrons. So every element, as well as having an atomic number assigned to it, it also has an atomic mass number assigned to it. The atomic mass is equal to the number of protons and the number of neutrons in the nucleus of the atom. And sometimes if you look at a periodic table, or if you look at diagrams of different elements, they'll talk about atomic weight. So sometimes they're interchangeable, but really the atomic mass is the number of protons and the number of neutrons together in the nucleus. And remember that that doesn't have to be an equal number, that there can be many more neutrons than protons in the nucleus of the atom. It doesn't have to be an equal number. So hydrogen, again, is the only element with no neutrons. Remember that sometimes the number of neutrons does equal the number of protons, and carbon, oxygen, and helium are all examples of this. The weight of an atom only comes from the protons and the neutrons. So electrons have almost zero weight, but they have a lot of energy. So we know that already from the video that we watched. Sometimes neutrons are temporarily added to an element. It doesn't change the element, but it does change the weight of the element. We're going to go right now to video, the Khan Academy video for identifying isotopes and ions.